just moving to Nicolas. Nicolas is a young global leader in Switzerland, ex-politician, but also mathematician. And now actually working on trust model, which is something that I work on my career, especially putting human at the center of gravity of the fourth industrial revolution. So, but this is always, I mean, Switzerland is a very specific case because it's a direct democracy. People take decisions on what they want and government follows them, right, more or less. But who should define the rules of governance? Is that the government itself, the market, the technology, or the society at large?
Let me first say that I believe democracy still works in Switzerland. But this is based on and it's very interesting what you said just before, it's based on the fact we have a strong middle class, and it's based on the fact that people have job and people like the democratic system and feel involved. My fear that we're seeing now, and if we don't address it, it will blow up at some point, is that we always had a balance between left and right, and we always had a balance between income coming from work and income coming from capital. Now, AI is a great, AI and the technology we're developing are great. So I come from a mathematical background, I love it. But the fact is we're transitioning into a world where the work is bringing less and less income and the capital is bringing more and more income. So we're transitioning, this is my theory, we're transitioning from a world where we had the left-right balance in politics to a capital and non-capital. And more elections look like this. And if we don't address this topic, and I believe this is why we have more and more unemployment where GDP grows, because the production grows, wealth grows, but it's not benefiting everybody equally. Now, if we don't correct this model, and I don't see any trend to correct this model, to tell you the truth, I'm less and less sure that we will have a democratic system. And that's my real fear. And to come back to the question, who should define the rule of technology, I think the first question is who can define the rule? Because, of course, in a perfect world, we could imagine, for example, a council with experts around the world respecting each other and finding great rules to defend our system. But the question is who can, and right now who can are those who are developing this technology, and those who are developing this technology are mostly in the United States. And in the United States, they have the biggest compute power, they have the biggest source of energy, cheap source of energy, and they have a lot of talents. And talents which we create in Europe or Asia tend to I would say, I was going to say flee, but let's say move to the United States. So I think the first thing we should do is work on ourselves, be a bit more sovereign, try to bring our own infrastructure in Switzerland or in Europe, try to collaborate better with the European Union in a way that we can create our own system, because once we have our own system, we can bring our own value. And we can decouple from this model where it's only the tech sector, the leader of the tech sector who will decide. And by the way, I'm a right-wing politician, so it came a long way from these 10 years I've been doing politics to go from what I believed when I started politics and what I'm saying now. But I strongly believe that Switzerland needs to gain more its own infrastructure and more independence in order to be able to bring its own value. Because when we look at the physical world, the digital world, even now the biological world, they're all completely interconnected. So that's my take.